don't think I'm breaking any laws. I didn't see any no trespassing signs. I'm gonna have to give her through this. Well, seems like good time as any for a smoke break. Like I said, there's no trespassing signs. I mean, there is on that ship, but I'm not in there. So, as far as I know, I'm good. Yeah, might as well take this opportunity to update you a little bit on the bike. I know I've been really slacking on the fucking videos lately. Oh yeah. To be honest, I've been riding a lot, and say a good 80% of the video is completely useless. Like just cruising down fucking straight roads, nothing going on. So like 80% of the videos are, you know, useless. And the other half, fucking, I couldn't be bothered to edit. I will. I got some off-roading of this thing already that I'll throw together for you guys, but to give you a general update. Oh, Jesus. So I bought a bunch of parts for like $30, whatever, 330 bucks roughly, for a complete engine, differential, drive shaft, gas tank, dash assembly, many signals and random parts. So I got basically a complete engine and drivetrain for spare parts. I got an extra speedo, I got an extra RPM meter, I got a bunch of random parts. I even got a spare rear fender, which is red, but that doesn't matter. It's, I mean, this one used to be red at some point too. So I got a spare rear fender, which is even in good shape. So I got a bunch of spare parts. So that's the seat that came with the spare parts, just trying it out. Yeah, you can see my ass marks in it. We got 2 Suzuki turn signals because the original Hondas were broken and they wouldn't pass the safety like that. So I went to the junkyard. As you can see, they don't fit 100%, but same thing I told Buddy is like, just give me a set of fucking signals, I'll make them fit. So I picked a set out of a box that looked pretty close. And yeah, that's what I ended up with. 2 Suzuki signals. I already broke that. Ended up smashing it off of a fence post accidentally and cracked it. Front ones are original. They're still working. 2 brand new tires. You may have seen that in the other video. We got the Kenda Dual Sport on the front. And then we got the Kenda Cruiser ST on the rear. Simply because I couldn't find a decent dual sport tire in that size. So ended up with the Kenda Cruiser ST. So I got that on the back. I got, oh yeah, I also got those pipes with the box of random shit. So those pipes came with. He was charging 150 for the pipes, and I think 180 for the engine and box full of gas tank random parts. So we got the pipes. I got a metal screen. So that's actually a metal screen on the front of the radiator to help with that. So once it all dries, it pretty much just falls off. Plus, if any big rocks get stuck in my tire and decide to launch themselves at my radiator, they'll just bounce off the metal screen. So that, I checked all the fluids, everything's been checked except for the clutch, because the clutch works, so no point taking it apart to look at it. Fuel screws are backed out so far that I have to have a plug in there to stop the screws from falling out. That I will fix this winter. Choke is broken. Choke does not work. Choke cable is actually broken. RPM gauge doesn't work because it's an 85 engine on an 84 frame, and the 84 engine has a cable driven RPM gauge. The 85 has an electronic RPM gauge, which I don't have. So I can't use an RPM gauge unless I buy one, or unless I swap to the other engine, which is an 84/83 engine, which has the cable-driven RPM thingy-majiggy. So I might run that motor next year, so I can beat on it and see the RPMs and everything. And I'm also putting a skid plate on this thing at some point, because I've already hit the engine a couple times. Not a huge deal, but I have hit the engine like twice, so it needs a skid plate. And maybe a new set of bars, but other than that, I'm really liking this bike. I wish it had a little more torque, but you know, what do you want from a 500? So I like the comfortableness of the bike. The suspension is just amazing. It's like riding a marshmallow. Let's see, I've wanted to do this shot for a while, so tell you guys, we're actually moving, so having to get stuff ready for that. I fucking love this bike, man. When I first bought it, I wasn't too sure, because it is only a 500, and to be honest, I'm used to bikes that accelerate a lot faster than this. But it is fucking hilarious to drive because of the noise it makes, and it's got enough power. It doesn't have a lot of power, that's for damn sure, but it's got enough. It's definitely got enough to get you into trouble. So I think I made a really good decision with this bike. To be honest, I really do want more power, just because I'm a fucking throttle jockey and that's the way I am. I love fucking torque, oh boy. Anyway, the problem is if I get a stronger bike, it's more likely that I'm going to get in trouble, because I'm going to be using even more power than I can on this. And trust me, if I had a 1300cc Harley, I would be lighting the tires up fucking everywhere.